have time for some questions?
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Lori Marks. I've worked here at SCCH for about 28 years. I've primarily been in cardiopulmonary rehab. I work Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 12-hour shifts. What we do is I have a teammate, Tessa, that works on Tuesday, Thursdays. She does an initial assessment with the patient, one-on-one. By that time, we get the patient evaluated, a regimen set. The patient comes in to me on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. We exercise them. In the beginning, the patients are extremely fearful and zero confidence. They have many questions. By the time our 12 weeks is ended, the patient's confidence is very boosted. Even within 3 weeks, you can see a huge difference in the patient. You know, in the beginning, we stand beside them, we set the pace, and just kind of nurture them through. By the 3rd week, they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. And then at the end of the 12 weeks, when you see they have nothing but confidence, they're ready to go home, do what they need to do in the yard. They don't have any questions about medications, diet, and if they do, they know that they can always reference back to Tessa or I, and it's just an extremely rewarding position.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tessa Montgomery. I'm a nurse here in Cardiopulmonary Rehab, and I work with Lori Marks.
And for a patient that is attending cardiopulmonary rehab, what does their normal daily routine look like?
It's about an hour-long session. We run them through different exercises, such as like the treadmill. We have a bike in here. We have ellipticals, weights, steps. We run them through an exercise session, see how their heart is responding, or if it's pulmonary, we see how their oxygen sats are responding. We have them on a monitor so we can see that at all times. And after they're done, we just kind of monitor them for a little bit before they leave.
Okay, and then what would you say the overall patient goal is for someone attending the cardiopulmonary program?
Our goal in here is for them to have the best quality of life. When they leave here, we want them to be able to do what they can normally do at home, like patients can do their housework like they used to, or their yard work like they used to, or just be able to walk without getting short of breath. Like I remember when I first started, a patient would come in, he could barely breathe just from walking in the doors. We had him on oxygen while he was exercising, and by the time he left his 12-week program, it was just night and day. Like he could come in by himself and exercise, and it was just amazing to see the difference.
Lori, can you show us what a normal day for a patient looks like in cardio rehab?
For the first initial assessment, they come in, we generally start them on a treadmill. 7 minutes, if the patient is able to do full weight bearing, then we'll put them on the treadmill for 7 minutes. We stand beside them, try to set a speed that's a normal pace for them walking out in the hall. We keep this regimen for the first week, and then if they tolerate it well, the 2nd week we gradually add to this. The next exercise is the new step. This is a non-weight bearing, full body that we set the patient in. Again, we start them out at 7 minutes if they're able. Some have knee issues or hip issues, so they don't tolerate this as well. We do take resistance off and on, but again, we'll set it for 7 minutes. And if they tolerate that for this first week, then the next week we gradually increase as they can tolerate more. This exercise is an armagometer. It's for patients that are able to do leg exercises, and basically we just work the arms. All of them do this, but the ones that we can't do weight bearing or leg exercises, we do increase this. Pedal on the bicycle like you're pedaling with your feet, just with your arms. We set them out for 5 minutes. If they tolerate 5 minutes okay, then we gradually increase this as well. We can increase the resistance as patients able to tolerate weekly. The next exercise is the box step. What we do is we try to start patients out at least 30 steps for the first week. If they can tolerate 30 steps, next week we'll add 10. Our goal is to get that patient to 100 steps by the end of their completion of 12 weeks. This is the bicycle. Again, we'll start the patient off at 7 minutes. If they're able to tolerate it, some we have to back off to 5, back off to 3. Depending on knees, hips, again, we can increase and decrease the resistance. So if they tolerate the 7 minutes or whatever, next week we'll gradually increase time and resistance. My goal for these patients is by the end of the 12 weeks, 2 miles in 10 minutes. For the wall weights, we have the patients to pull these one at a time. There's 12.5 pounds per each side. We start them out at 30 if they're able to do that. Some patients we have to set in a chair to get them strong enough to do it in the beginning. The patients that just have recent cardiac events or open heart pacemaker replacements, they're not allowed to do this until 6 weeks. So we wait and just do the arm weights, nothing pull or push. Once they can do this, then we add it back to their regimen. By the end of the 12 weeks, we hope to have them up to 100 pulls on each arm.
Tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Tessa Montgomery. I work here in Cardiopulmonary Rehab with Lori Marks. Sorry.
Start it up.
How do you determine what
I
exactly do you do for your patients if they're participating in the cardio? Shoot, I forgot.
I was like, wait.
And then what do? Dang it!